Fans, in tonight's main event, the lightning fast Tony Dangerous aiming to make history to be the first ever to have held the Snarl television title and the Rage television championship as he challenges the German technician Stefan von Berger tonight for the Rage television title.
Okay, so let's talk Mr. Lightning fast. Tony Dangerous has held the Snarl title a couple of times. He's held the Cruiserweight title a couple of times. He's held both of them for a while. But now he's moving on up, going for the Rage television title, and he'd be the first to hold the Snarl and the Rage television titles. It would be a really big deal for Tony.
It would most certainly be a huge deal for Tony Dangerous to achieve this goal. However, he has got the German technician Stefan von Berger to be reckoned with.
I don't know, Don. Between you and me, I think he can do it.
Well, I certainly know that he can. He's got the potential to do so. But the question is Stefan von Berger going to have a good night or an off night?
Damn. Sylvia needs to stop blinding us with the champion's entrances. I know Von Berger is big time and all, but is all that really needed? Geez, you could light a small city with all this.
Let him have his fun. After all, remember the trouble he had before he became a champion. Sylvia Strong was thinking about getting rid of him for a while. He just wasn't measuring up. But eventually he came around, the training paid off, and now look at him. He's been Rage television champion for a while now.
And he is most certainly not going to lay down and just hand over the Rage television title to Tony Dangerous based on his good looks.
Guys, I usually don't gush over stuff, but tonight's card has been just kick-ass, and I've just had the best time. All of us back together for it all.
It's like I said, I miss it when we don't.
Tonight's Rage main event is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, and it's for the RWL Rage Television Championship. Introducing the challenger from Statinopolis, weighing 196 pounds, he is the lightning-fast Tony Dangerous. His opponent, accompanied by Sylvia Strong from Heidelberg, Germany, weighing 330 pounds, the Rage television champion, the German technician, Stefan von Berger.
The main event with championship implications and the culmination of a possible dream for Tony Dangerous. Referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell. They come center ring. Tony Dangerous rebounds off the ropes, tries for the Whirlican Rana but doesn't get it. Stefan von Berger deftly steps out of the way, nails him with a neckbreaker. Stefan von Berger, the German technician, countered. Tony Dangerous right back up on his feet again. Misses with the spinning kick. Von Berger nails him with a right, whips him into the far corner, and there's a splash, and down goes Tony Dangerous. The lightning fast one has his knee driven into the canvas by Stefan von Berger. The German technician makes out with an arm breaker, drives an elbow into the chest of the lightning fast one. Here he comes through the ropes, and whoa, a crossbody. Takes down the lightning fast Tony Dangerous. Stefan von Berger defending the Rage television title with every fiber of his being so far. Von Berger rounds up. Tony Dangerous has him up over his shoulders and slams him head first into the apron. The German technician rounds up the lightning fast one. Tony Dangerous counters with a kick, takes down Von Berger. Von Berger rounded back up to his feet by Tony Dangerous. And whoa, sling blade, beautiful. And a drop kick. A 2-in-1, a combination from Tony Dangerous. The lightning fast one rolls Von Berger back inside the ring. Takes his time going in himself, bypassing Sylvia Strong. And here comes Von Berger, tried for the baseball slide but didn't get it. Here's a kick. Tried for the DDT, also didn't get it. Tony Dangerous counters with a series of shots to the midsection. And here he goes, the Whirlican Rana. And away goes Stefan von Berger for a ride. Tony Dangerous, all the way up on the top turnbuckle, turns himself around, and there's a beautiful shooting star press. There's a cover. 1, 2. Up the first near fall of this matchup. With the Rage Television title on the line, Tony Dangerous targets Von Berger over the top. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What a crash and burn for the lightning fast one. Von Berger makes him pay with an elbow across the chest. Stefan von Berger pitching Tony towards the barricades in the timekeeper's area. Von Berger locks him up, bangs him against the barricade, just bouncing Tony Dangerous all around like a pinball. Von Berger makes his way back inside the ring. Tony Dangerous comes in over the top rope, rebounds off the top rope, and a drop kick takes Von Berger down. Here's a short DDT from the lightning fast one. Tony Dangerous moving in on Von Berger immediately with a leg snap, wasting no time keeping Von Berger down off his vertical base. Tony drives a knee into the arm of Stefan von Berger. Tony Dangerous rounds up the German technician again. Hard Irish whip towards the ropes, and there's a Hurricane Rana with a pin. 1, 2. But another near fall as Von Berger paddles his way out of another critical situation. The German technician has Tony Dangerous up over the shoulder, but Tony counters it into an inverted DDT. Nicely done by the lightning fast one. RWL's resident superhero determined to make history here. Up over the shoulders of the German technician, and head first into the turnbuckle goes Tony Dangerous. Von Berger follows it up with a couple of stomps. Von Berger countered Tony Dangerous with a spinning heel kick. Takes down the German technician, rebound off the ropes in a bulldog. Followed up with a stomp to the head. A lot of momentum shifts in this matchup. Tony Dangerous more than keeping up with Stefan von Berger in this Rage Television title match. Bionic elbow from Von Berger with a cover. 1, 2. But only a 2 count. Tony Dangerous finding his way out. And now Von Berger stalking Tony Dangerous. Sets him up. There's a neck breaker and a half. Von Berger covers. 1, 2. And again, Tony Dangerous thwarting the plans of Stefan von Berger here. Von Berger all the way up the middle rope senton. Close to 300 pounds, crushing the chest of Tony Dangerous. And it looks like he's going to do it again. Tony Dangerous making his way to his feet. Whoa! Tried for the missile shoulder, but countered by Tony Dangerous into a power slam. Very impressive. RWL's resident superhero with a Hurricane Rana on Stefan von Berger. And here it is, dangerous measures. This could be it right here. 1, 2. But no, Stefan von Berger finding his way out of dangerous measures. Here we go, crossbody off the top rope. Stefan von Berger back in trouble again. Tony Dangerous driving a knee into the arm of Stefan von Berger. Von Berger rolls himself out of the ring. Here comes Tony Dangerous over the top rope, and again another crash and burn. Another high-risk maneuver that fails to pay off. Basement dropkick takes Von Berger down on the outside. The referee already counting. Tony drives a knee into the arm of Stefan von Berger. Von Berger counters with a kick back up on his feet. Tony catches a knee to the midsection. A hard right spins Tony Dangerous around. A hard right to the back from Von Berger. Goes behind again, rolls Tony back inside the ring. And here comes the German technician, slowly making his way to the top turnbuckle. And here he goes, another senton across the back of Tony Dangerous. And here's a cover. 1, 2. And I don't believe it, Tony Dangerous must be using some kind of superpowers or something to keep him going. Clubbing overhand right from the German technician. Tony counters, locks up Von Berger, kick to the midsection, and a facebuster. Tony Dangerous again seizing control of this matchup from Von Berger. Whip to the ropes. Tony ducks under and nails him with a dropkick. Von Berger counters. Tony Dangerous with a lot of fancy footwork there and a dropkick that takes down Stefan Von Berger. Again, Tony Dangerous. Absolutely amazing to watch. All the way up on the top turnbuckle here. He's got his target sighted. Stefan Von Berger in trouble. And there it is, a spinning corkscrew arm drag from the lightning fast one. Tony with a kick. Von Berger with a right. Von Berger whips Tony to the ropes. Back body drop. Center ring for Tony Dangerous. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and again, Tony Dangerous. Thwarting the plans of Stefan Von Berger big time here. Von Berger opens up with a series of shots. Tony counters with a jawbreaker. Locks up Von Berger. Whips him to the ropes. Tries for the Hurricane Rana but doesn't get it. There's an elbow across the chest from Stefan Von Berger. Von Berger waiting for Tony to get to his feet on the apron. He charges. There's a shoulder tackle and out onto the floor goes the lightning fast one. Von Berger catches a couple of kicks from Tony Dangerous and a hard right that takes down the German technician. Von Berger quickly counters, quickly back up on his feet. Gathering up Tony Dangerous, a clubbing overhand right across the back. Von Berger rolls Tony Dangerous back inside the ring. Brings himself in now. And now the German technician once more all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Elbow across the back of Tony Dangerous. Tony counters quickly back up on his feet. Von Berger rounded up, counters with a shot to the midsection. Locks up Tony Dangerous. Has him a beautiful spinning one-arm slam from the German technician. Von Berger stalking Tony Dangerous here. And boom, here we go. Another facebuster. Von Berger covers. 1, 2. Absolutely unbelievable. Tony Dangerous once more powering out of a potential pin. A lot of near falls in this matchup. Tony Dangerous with an inverse Hurricane Rana on Stefan Von Berger. Tony nails him with a standing dropkick. Tony Dangerous rounds him up. Knows that Rage Tag Television title's on the line. Whoa, 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 what a spinning neck breaker from the lightning fast one. That could be the end of it right there. Von Berger absolutely motionless. Tony Dangerous covers. 1, 2. Oh my world now. Absolutely unbelievable. The resilience of these two men absolutely astounding. Tony Dangerous with a driving forearm. And now another leg snap to Stefan Von Berger. This match now at the halfway mark of the 20-minute time limit. And neither man is showing any signs of slowing down or giving up. Tony Dangerous dropped headfirst into the turnbuckle by Von Berger, followed up with a stomp. Tony Dangerous counters quickly back up on his feet. And here we go, his low wheelbarrow DDT to Stefan Von Berger. Again, Tony drives a knee into the arm of the German technician. Stefan Von Berger finally beginning to slow down a little bit here. Tony Dangerous nails him with a kick. Gets a hold of him. Escorts him towards the ropes, and look at this. A beautiful arm drag from Tony Dangerous. Off the ropes. Followed up with a couple of stomps. Stefan Von Berger finding himself back in trouble again. Hey, wait a minute, Dragon Screw. From the Rage Television champion, Tony Dangerous catching a knee to the midsection. Von Berger whips Tony to the ropes. They collide with no result. They lock up again. Up over the shoulders goes Tony Dangerous. Stefan Von Berger dispatching him headfirst into the turnbuckle. And here's a stomp and another. Stefan Von Berger putting the boots to the lightning fast Tony Dangerous here with the Rage Television title at stake. Stefan Von Berger drives an elbow into the back of the head of Tony Dangerous, and he is definitely stunned. Von Berger making his way to the top. Here's a senton across the back. Rolls him over. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and at long last, this one is over. Von Berger defeating Tony Dangerous to retain the title.
Here's the time, 12 minutes and 49 seconds. Your winner, and still, RWL Rage Television Champion, Stefan Von Berger.
Wow. Von Berger gets to take the Rage TV title home. But wow, did Tony Dangerous not offer my man the German technician a serious run for his money? Damn guys, I want to see a rematch between them. I think Tony deserves a second chance, based on his performance here. Naturally, that's up to Sylvia and Von Berger, but I wouldn't mind seeing our resident superhero have a second go at the champ.
And fans, that's going to do it for tonight's RWL Rage. We thank you as always for being with us. And stick around because coming up next is RWL Championship Wrestling, immediately followed Saturday by RWL Snarl on April 12th. For all of us here at RWL, I've been Don Hickson. We'll see you next time at ringside. Good night, everybody.